Hello and welcome back to Tingling 5. Today we're going to take a look at the Creation Crate, something a little bit different than what you normally expect on this channel. So what this is a monthly subscription box, but it comes with electronics rather than your random loot or anime, whatever you want to get from your monthly subscription crates. So let's take it out of the box. What we got inside is this nice, well packaged electronics, and what we're going to be making this month is a mood lamp. So a nice handy reminder to separate each wire, a mood lamp outside, an Arduino Uno, which we'll be using to program the light itself, and it comes with a few bits and bobs here and there, some stickers, some tech expired stuff, and I am a maker sticker, and then underneath that we have a breadboard as well as a load of wires here for separating out, and a USB cable A to B. And let's not forget the LEDs, a resistor, a light dependent resistor, and some connectors for the breadboard itself, which is here. And that's what we get in our monthly box. So inside this booklet is our instructions for the month, and it comes with everything you're going to need. So first we've got the parts list, so we make sure we've got absolutely everything we're going to need. So we go through one by one. We've got a light dependent resistor, 3 LEDs, lots of wires, some connectors, USB cable, Arduino, etc. Now that we've established we've got everything, we go through some pages. We've got the now what page, how do I start programming. This thing is going to take you through every little bit of step. But I noticed the pages were stuck together here, so we actually got some hardware. So this tells you exactly how to wire it up. I'm going to go through it with you. So you put these in and make sure you get the pins correctly. So you put the pins in the right holes. Now I've not cut down the pins or anything like that for this, I've just put them in as is. What you can do is cut the pins down to make it look a lot neater than it's going to. So what we've done so far is we put the big resistor in and the light dependent resistor. Now these can go in any way you want. The LEDs, however, tell you which way to put the long legs in. So you put the long legs on the bottom of this. And again, you're matching up the breadboard pins with what you've got on the piece of paper in front of you. Now I'll do some close-ups as I go through this, but at the same time you can also go to the CreationCrate website and have a look at some more detailed drawings. You can get them a lot bigger than you've got in this little booklet thing. So we're putting the LEDs in, make sure we've got the long arm on the bottom and the short arm on the top, as the LEDs are one way only, they are diodes after all. So we put this down into here. We have a red LED, a green LED and a blue LED, and we're just going through and making sure we've got the pins exactly right. So next thing we're going to do is put some connectors in, but you can just see how I've got these in. So the red is just before 10, the green is just after, exactly as shown on the diagram here. Now we've got these connectors, and you want to just connect these up, again, exactly as shown, and make sure you get it exactly right. Now, I think on this, I actually didn't put it in correctly, because I found this later on, because there's a bit of slack on the pin here. What I did do is just move it along later, so it's not the end of the world. If you do get it wrong, you've just got to be quite savvy and look around at you at all times. So I noticed there was an extra pin on the end where the connector should have been placed into. Here we go, I'm changing it now. So I changed the pin over there because I noticed there's a bigger space than there should be. So we put the 3 connectors in at the bottom. These are the longer ones that come with the kit. And all this does is connect the LEDs up to the rest of the circuit. So we've got the light dependent resistor up there and the resistor itself, just to limit the current. And again, just make sure you get the right pins. That's just the most important part of this project. Everything's not going to explode if you get it wrong, but you just want to be aware of where the connectors are going. So the next thing we're going to do is look at the connectors right at the top here, which are going to connect from the top part of the board to the middle part of the board. These look like staples, but again, very easy to push in. You don't need any special equipment or anything, you can just use your fingers. And now what we're doing is just connecting up the LEDs to the top bar where we'll be connecting the Arduino itself. So placing these in and getting the pins exactly right. Keep stressing it, but it is very important to get these pins in the right ones, just to make it all work. So I've got all 3 LEDs now connected up to the top bar, like so. Very easy around section number 10. So then we look at the last picture, and what we're going to do is now wire everything into the Arduino itself. Now unfortunately my camera is going to die at the end of this, so we didn't get a picture of all the wires going in, but what I will include at the bottom of the page is a link to the CreationCrate website, so when you've ordered your CreationCrate you've got the secret password to get into it. And again, I'll put a link for that in the video description below. So what you want to do is then connect up the red wire as such, and the blue wire also as such, going over to the other area. We could have used some little staple things for this, but we didn't have any, so I'm using the little wires that we've got. And then what we're going to do is take the longer wires and connect them to this. Now this is an Arduino Uno. It is a genuine Arduino, just to help control the product, which is actually quite nice to get in the monthly subscription box. So again, make sure you connect it as shown. What we're going to do is orientate it so the power connector and the USB connector are exactly the same as on the diagram. So the USB connector is on the bottom and the power connector is at the top. So take your longer wires, and what you're going to do is want to connect these up. Once you get the first one in, the rest are actually quite easy. So I spent my time looking over the Arduino to make sure the red was going into the red, counting the pins and making sure it was labelled correctly. There are labels on the diagram, so it will be really helpful for you, but you can always get someone to check your logic as you go through. So the red one's in, and this proves the basis for getting the rest of them in ourselves. So the next one we're going to do is take the green, place it in at the end here of the second connector, and this goes one in from where our red is. Nice and easy. And the same again for our blue wire. Connecting up the final connector to the bottom of the Arduino. We then put some on the top. I mentioned my camera died, and unfortunately that was the time it did. But we got one yellow to the light dependent resistor and an orange and a brown at the top here to the top of our project. Again, there is diagrams on all the things. You do not have to use this video to see where all of this goes. And the last thing we're going to do is assemble the paper light. So what we're going to do is take this piece of plastic, and what we're going to do is thread it through, and then we're going to put it over the pins on the bottom. So I'm just off the shot here, but you're just fiddling it around like so right now, and you want to get the pin over the peg and then spin it around so it's nice and expanded. And then you want to place it on the board over the LEDs. It has a little connector which you can connect it to one of the LEDs, but what I've just done is just put it over the contacts. It's not electric, so it won't matter. Then we plug it into the PC itself. Now the PC will be fine. You can use a PC, you can use a Mac, it's all okay. You just want to connect it to any available USB Type A port, which is your standard USB. And then the Arduino will light up. Then what we need to do is download the software for the Arduino. There is a site listed on the actual page itself, but then what you can actually just do is move past this page and download from the Windows Store itself if you're running Windows 10, like I am. Windows 7 users, Mac users can just download it from the website itself, but with Windows 10 we can download it within the store and launch it from there, making it nice and easy, and we know it's nice and secure. So what we've got then is this little notepad. This little notepad is what we're doing all of our programming on. So when you log into the CreationCrate portal like so, we've actually got the code available to us. Now, in the interest of time and the interest of accuracy, I want to show you exactly how this works. In the booklet that comes with it, you do have all the code, which I do encourage you to actually copy out into the Arduino IDE. But what I've just done is downloaded it just because I want to show you exactly how this works. This would be a great project for kids to get them to learn how to code. It is fully annotated as you go throughout, so even if you don't understand any sort of code whatsoever, you'll be able to read through, and it explains what all the code does. Now the next thing you want to do is identify where your Arduino is. So you've got the COM1 and COM3. You might only have COM1, but I've got two COMs, and to tell which one it is, the one that doesn't give me an error message is my Arduino board. So in my case it's COM3. So I go down to here, and I select Board Genuine Uno, and then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start uploading my projects to it. What I do encourage is to verify and complete everything before you start uploading, so you verify your project's going to work, and then what you do is you press upload. Now this is exactly what happens, it's shown in real time. The lights light up, and what it's going to do is just change colour depending on what the light dependent resistor sees. All this little component does is measure how bright the room is. So currently it's picking up probably a lot of blue from there, and it's shown in 4 times speed. It changes quite slowly, so I turn some lights out and it starts changing a little bit faster between blue and red. But again, this is shown at 4 times speed. So we can actually run through some exercises with the CreationCrate themselves. So on the website they have multiple questions. I'm going to run through 2 of them. I'm going to leave question 3 for you guys to do, and the actual exercise at the bottom. So we're going to change the power from 255 down to 2. So I already pumped it up to 255, which is the brightest setting, and now I'm going to take it down to the lowest setting. Upload to the project, it goes dim for a second, and then it comes back on very, very dim because it's set to brightness of 2, so you can hardly see it at all. And then you can put it back up to 255, you can put it up to whatever figure you want between 2 and 255. So here we go with maximum brightness again. And we can see it is so much brighter than it was before. And what we've just done is just change the outage. And this is an exercise given to you on the site itself. So let's move on to exercise number 2, where we're going to change the speed. So we've got pulse speed right at the top. Now again, if you can't find it in the code, what you can do is press Ctrl F, which I'm going to do in just a second, so you can actually find everything you need to play with. But we've got pulse speed right at the top here with the int pulse speed here. I highlighted my mouse over it and I still couldn't see it at the time. We'll just go through all these. We don't have to change anything down here. We're only changing things right at the top at the moment for this solution. So I'm just going to keep pressing find until it takes me back to the top, right here. So currently it's 5. I'm going to change it down to straight away 1, just to get it going a little bit faster. Now what I do recommend is everybody saves it, verifies and completes if you're going to change massive things. But you can just press upload like I'm doing, and it's just going to change a lot faster. Now this is shown at 1 times speed, it's not shown at 4 times speed anymore. And it is changing a lot faster, probably about 5 times as fast, because we've gone from 5 to 1. But it's much prettier. And what we could do is we can go through the next bit. So we actually change the value of the common math variable, which is going throughout the code. So instead of having 150 over pi, it recommends 200. I'm going to put 250 in there, just see what happens. And this is exactly what you should be doing. You shouldn't just be adhering to what it tells you. And now it's changing much, much faster. So this common math variable is how it calculates the delay between changes. And then what we're going to do is go over the last exercise within lesson 2 to make it go even faster. So we're going to scroll all the way down into the void loop area. Now we're going to change this with just 1 decimal place. We're taking away 1 0 from 0.00001 to 0.00001 in that. So again, just scroll through the code to find it. Take you a little bit of time. We've got the void loop area here, and actually I took out way too many zeros. I took out 3, and then I was worried about changing it up too much, so I changed it to exactly as it said, but I can play with this later on. There's no wrong answer. So we press upload and we watch how fast it changes. So guys, this has been the first month of CreationCrate. If you want me to keep up this series, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to do some more of these. These have been interesting and they're nice, easy projects for you to start with, and maybe you can do them along with me. This is a great way for you or your kids to learn electronics, and actually been quite interesting because it uses both electronics itself and the programming aspect of it. So if you've enjoyed this video, thanks for watching, and let me know what you want in the comments.